Are children born with inherently good or bad traits? Or are they rather like blank slates that can be written upon with anything? This question once shook the world of education, until John Locke, through his book Some Thoughts Concerning Education, offered a revolutionary answer. Locke believed that a child is not a miniature adult simply waiting to grow up, but an individual who must be shaped with patience, wisdom, and leading by example. Interestingly, modern research in developmental psychology also confirms many of Locke's ideas. For instance, the theory of tabula rasa, blank slate, that he proposed is now supported by studies on brain neuroplasticity. Environment, habits, and experiences genuinely shape a child's cognitive structure. This means that education is not merely about schooling, but about daily life, setting an example, and even how we respond to their cries and innocent questions. This article will outline 7 main principles of child education according to John Locke. Although written over 300 years ago, they remain relevant for parents, teachers, and anyone concerned with the future of the next generation. Number 1. The child as a tabula rasa. In Some Thoughts Concerning Education, Locke asserted that a child's mind is like a blank slate, tabula rasa, that can be written upon by experience. This means parents and educators play a crucial role in providing the first writings that will shape the child's personality. If the early experiences provided are filled with violence, deceit, or indifference, those are the marks that will be imprinted. Conversely, if a child is surrounded by affection, consistent discipline, and meaningful knowledge, the foundation of their personality will be stronger. A simple example is a child who, from a young age, is accustomed to being given the opportunity to ask questions and having their opinions valued. They will grow more confident in critical thinking. On the other hand, a child whose every question is considered trivial will tend to grow up insecure or apathetic. This shows that what we write on that blank slate will persist in how they view the world. Number 2. Character education is more important than knowledge. Locke emphasized that shaping a child's morality is more important than stuffing them with rote memorization. According to him, knowledge without character will only produce intelligent but dangerous individuals. He believed that honesty, self-control, and respect are the foundations for all other learning. A child accustomed to being shown examples of honesty, for instance, will be better prepared to face academic and social challenges because they already have integrity as their main asset. Conversely, a child who is only pressured to achieve but neglects morals will be easily tempted to take shortcuts, even from elementary school age. In practice, character education cannot be taught with words alone. Children imitate more than they listen. That's why the example set by parents in simple matters, such as keeping even a small promise, is far more influential than long moral lectures. Number 3. The importance of early habits. Locke stressed that habits formed in childhood determine a child's future personality. He wrote, "Children should be accustomed to doing the right thing before they are capable of understanding it with reason." This principle shows that education should not wait for the child to be ready, because it is precisely habits that prepare them. A real-world example is the simple discipline of tidying up their own toys. If a child is accustomed to doing this from an early age, they will learn responsibility and independence. Without habituation, children tend to grow up with an excessive dependence on others. These small habits might seem trivial, but in the long run, they form a consistent mindset. Locke emphasized that parents must not grow tired of instilling habits, as that is the key to forming a resilient character. Number 4. Education without violence. Locke strongly opposed education using physical punishment. According to him, fear only makes a child obedient temporarily, but does not instill true moral understanding. Education should rely on respect and trust, not fear. A child who is hit for making a mistake will learn to avoid punishment, not to avoid the mistake. Conversely, a child given the space to understand the consequences of their actions will grow wiser in decision-making. Locke suggested that parents use reasoning and example more often than whips or shouts. In daily practice, replacing physical punishment with logical consequences is far more effective. For example, if a child spills water intentionally, the consequence is that they must help dry it up. The child learns that their actions have consequences without it being accompanied by fear. Number 5. Learning through real experience. Locke argued that children learn more through direct experience than through mere theory. Therefore, he suggested that education should involve plenty of practical activities, educational games, and exploration of the environment. A child who has taken gardening, for example, will understand the process of plant growth better than just reading a science book. A child who helps with cooking will better understand concepts of measurement, heat, and cooperation. This aligns with the principle that a child's brain absorbs concrete experiences more easily than abstract explanations. This method not only enriches the child's knowledge, but also associates positive emotions with the learning process. When learning feels enjoyable, the child will grow up with a healthy curiosity and be less likely to get bored with the world of education. Number 6. The importance of physical health. In Locke's view, a child's education cannot be separated from physical health. He encouraged that children be accustomed to a healthy lifestyle, including exercise, sufficient sleep, and nutritious food. According to him, a healthy body is the primary requirement for a healthy mind. A simple example can be seen in daily life. A child who lacks sleep tends to be more irritable and has difficulty concentrating. Conversely, a child accustomed to a regular sleep routine, healthy eating, and active movement has stronger mental resilience. Locke even emphasized that children should be introduced to a simplicity of life from a young age, not overly spoiled with excessive comfort. This principle turns out to be highly relevant to modern research on grit or resilience, which is indeed formed when children are accustomed to facing challenges appropriately. Number 7. The role of parental example. For Locke, parents are the first and most influential teachers. There is no education more effective than real-life examples. Children learn faster from what they see than from what they hear. A father who demands his child be punctual but is always late is, in fact, teaching the child to be inconsistent. Conversely, parents who demonstrate patience when facing problems will train the child to remain calm in difficult situations. This parental example often becomes a silent education that is far more powerful than schooling. Locke reminded us that educating a child essentially means educating oneself first. Because a child's character is a mirror of their parents' upbringing, John Locke's ideas about child education prove that teaching is not just an academic matter, but touches on moral, physical, and exemplary aspects. Interestingly, most of his thoughts remain relevant in the modern era, even aligning with contemporary psychology findings. In your opinion, which of Locke's principles is most relevant for children today? Write in the comments section, and don't forget to like and share so more parents can learn from these classic ideas that turn out to be still very relevant. Thanks for watching.